General Code, a member of the family of solutions that make up the International Code Council, along with the City of Lansing, Michigan, would like to share how Lansing is using Laserfiche to automate their marijuana permit application process. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we had our conversations via WebEx and would like to share portions of those discussions with you today. We describe the process before and after the automation, as well as the benefits for the city. We close commenting on these unique times and how Laserfiche has allowed this process to continue even with the work from home requirements during the pandemic. Let's join Brian Jackson first to give us some background on the ordinance.
This ordinance went into effect in December 2017, and it's quite complex in that those applicants are almost like a bid RFP process, and they had to have over 32 different elements into their application, so it became very thick, very complex, because we didn't want to invest in one of these licenses to a company that really wasn't adequately financed and ability to be successful. The city, in determining having a finite number of businesses selling marijuana in the city, we're going to get the biggest bang for our buck. So we received over 100 applications in a total of 2 weeks, and we didn't know what one application would even look like. And then we were seeing there are binders, thick, section binders. We had, 3 cabinets, 8-foot high, filled.
We would go through one-on-one with the applicant to make sure everything was in those binders. That process could take anywhere from a half an hour to an hour. We would scan each individual page, so we'd have to take them out of the binders, labeled everything, drug everything into Laserfiche, created all the file systems. That took days upon days upon days. We printed out and actually physically inter-office mailed what they needed to make their decision, and they physically mailed back their conclusion.
Once they decided that they wanted to do a process and it would eliminate all that scanning and creating folders, their first thought was, well, we have to go through this approval process first. And it's a 2-step process where we have a bunch of departments approve it first. And then after that happens, other departments have to grade the applications.
And we're able to quickly make those improvements in order for them to be implemented. So we go through a cyclic process of whenever someone identifies an issue, we make the change and post-production environment. And I think Laserfiche allows us the flexibility to make those changes really quick and basically have something up and running for our end users almost on the same day, depending on what the ask is.
The way it sits right now, the application goes in to the clerk first. The clerk gives an initial approval. It has to go to zoning. If it goes through them, then it goes to a parallel process where several departments give their initial approval and grade if they need to. I had to create forms for each one of these departments so that they would only see the attachments they need. And then it comes out the other end, and the clerk does more grading. The application is given a score of 1 to 100, and then it goes out and gets saved. The clerk can do their thing and notify whoever the winners are. They've shared that they're extremely happy with it, in fact, and because they're happy because it's taken so much work off their plates.
Well, first of all, we didn't have to scan anything, so there was another hour and a half gone per application easily. I get the notification they've paid, and then I can go into Laserfiche forms and do my double check to make sure everything's there and push it through to the departments. Overwhelmingly, they said, the department had said this has saved them so much time. It's so convenient because it comes right into their desktop. And when they have that half an hour or an hour, they can approve anywhere from, 10 to 60 applications, depending on what's come in and how complicated they are. But what had been a months-long process the first time, because they took it department by department, all of a sudden shortened down to 2 to 4 weeks at the most. And that was just getting those department heads time to look at it. It wasn't the time involved in them actually looking at it and approving it. This is beyond a time saver, a huge money saver. I mean, when you think about how many man hours went into this before and what we're saving on that is just incredible. And it's resource saving too.
The industry is starting to move forward now as we're able to make these decisions based on with the help of Laserfiche, be able to keep track and be able to speed up the review process. We're now seeing the results of that as actually buildings are going up. Holes are, construction is going on, renovations have occurred. But I think the biggest benefit to the city is these large operations are talking about hiring 100, 200 people at starting at $18, $20 an hour with benefits. That is what the impact is going to be in our city. 417 applications have been reviewed. 278 have been approved. We could go back and verify and show that we held that same standard across the board. Here now, into April 2020, we have been successful in over 16 lawsuits because those who were denied did, challenge in court our process. And so far it's held up well because we were able to document everything along the way.
Laserfiche itself is a solid product, but also it's been great having a partner like General Code to be able to help us out when we do need some assistance. But honestly, even that is, I guess, mitigated in large part by the fact that the system is easy enough to administer that we can do a lot of that work ourselves. I guess Laserfiche combined with our VDI, virtual desktop environment, we can deploy that into that VDI environment, and we can enable access to that environment for anybody that needs to work remote. And the bulk of the people that need to do Laserfiche work, we wouldn't even have to put them on a VPN or a VDI environment for them to work. They can just natively log into our document management website and they can do their job.
So that's the nice thing, with this Laserfiche process of submitting online. We don't need to do any face-to-face interaction, and in hoping that allowing these businesses to go forward, which can start hiring and building and continue to move forward, which is going to be really needed once this crisis lifts.
If you would like to learn more about Laserfiche and how automation can help your team, please reach out to cms@generalcode.com or call 800-836-8834. Thanks, and have a great day.